This is the story of Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. In the crowded, suffocating streets of 19th century St. Petersburg lives a young man named Rodion Raskolnikov. He is a former university student, brilliant but desperately poor, living alone in a tiny rented room that feels more like a prison cell than a home. Hunger, loneliness, and endless thinking have begun to twist his mind. Raskolnikov develops a strange and dangerous theory. He begins to believe that humanity is divided into two kinds of people. There are ordinary people who must obey the laws of society and morality. And then there are extraordinary people, the rare individuals who have the right to break those laws if it allows them to change the world. In his mind, great figures like Napoleon did exactly this. They stepped over moral boundaries to shape history. And slowly, a disturbing question begins to form in his mind. What if he himself belongs to that extraordinary class? In the city, there lives an old pawnbroker, a greedy and cruel woman who exploits the poor. Raskolnikov convinces himself that killing her would actually benefit society. Her money, he thinks, could be used for good purposes. One life taken to help many others. One night, driven by this cold theory, he commits the murder. But something happens that Raskolnikov never expected. The moment the crime is done, his mind begins to crumble. The punishment does not come from the police. It comes from inside him. He becomes restless, feverish, and terrified. Every knock on the door feels like the police arriving. Every conversation sounds like an accusation. The brilliant theory that once seemed so powerful now begins to collapse under the weight of guilt. Meanwhile, a clever investigator named Porfiry Petrovich begins examining the case. Instead of directly accusing Raskolnikov, Porfiry slowly plays a psychological game, gently tightening the pressure and forcing Raskolnikov to confront himself. But the most important person in Raskolnikov's life becomes Sonia, a young woman who lives in poverty and suffering, but possesses deep compassion and faith. Sonia represents everything Raskolnikov has rejected: humility, love, and moral responsibility. Through Sonia, Raskolnikov begins to realize a painful truth. No theory, no philosophy, and no intellectual argument can silence the voice of conscience. Eventually, he confesses to the crime, not because he was caught, but because the human soul cannot survive forever under the weight of its own guilt. And that is the profound insight at the heart of Crime and Punishment. Dostoevsky shows us that the greatest punishment for wrongdoing is not prison, not the law, and not society. The greatest punishment is the human conscience itself. Because no matter how powerful our ideas may seem, we cannot escape the simple truth that we are human, and the human soul will always demand justice.